What's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Have you been playing Wizard101 for a long time but realized that you do not know the full story that well? For whatever reason that may be, maybe you were simply speed questing and passing through all the dialogue, or were just not all that focused when questing. I'm here to tell you the full story of Wizard City in Wizard101. Think of this as the TLDR version of this game. But with all that being said, let's get right into the main story of Wizard City. You are the newest student at the Ravenwood School of Magical Arts, and it is your first day. The school's headmaster, Merle Ambrose, welcomes you in Gollum Court. After you're introduced to Gamma, the headmaster's owl, which is also his assistant, you see a shadowy figure walk across a window in the tower behind you, and a storm appears out of nowhere. After seeing this, you then follow the headmaster into the tower to investigate. As soon as you enter the tower, Ambrose realizes who the mysterious shadow in the window is, and tells you that it is someone named Malistaire. Ambrose and Malistaire are not happy to see each other, so it is pretty easy to tell that they do not have a good history, and it is mentioned that Malistaire is no longer welcome at the school. Malistaire claims to have returned to resolve some unfinished business and sends 2 minions to battle you. Ambrose insists that you defeat the minions while he confronts Malistaire. Since you are new to Wizard101, Ambrose gives you a quick tutorial on how to battle. After your victory, Malistaire states that he now has what he has came for and vanishes. With a concerned look, the headmaster wonders what Malistaire is plotting. Ambrose then tells you that he will call you into his office when things are back to normal. Headmaster Ambrose summons you to his office to inform you of a problem on Unicorn Way. Apparently, it's very serious and must be dealt with before you can finish your enrollment. Ambrose insists that you go and see what is going on. Ambrose then hands you a letter and you head to Unicorn Way. The letter allows you entry to get into Unicorn Way, which is currently guarded as there are lost souls roaming around the streets. After meeting up with Private Connolly, he tells you about the dangers ahead and asks for your assistance in chasing the undead away. Something evil is starting to surround Wizard City, and nobody knows what it is. To make matters worse, it seems the area's fairy population has been corrupted with darkness, which then concerns Sarah Nightchant, who is a wizard that Melinda Wu, the life professor, sent to Unicorn Way. He urges you to speak with Lady Oriole, the seraph in the hedge maze, and she is the guardian of Unicorn Way. Lady Oriole is relieved to see you and is just as worried about what is turning her fairies evil as Saren is. After defeating some dark fairies, Lady Oriole concludes that their corruption was caused by some undead force. Since Saren is from Unicorn Way, he is easily able to tell you who is creating this darkness, which is Rattlebones, and he is a minion of Malistaire. Wanting to help Lady Oriole, you head to his tower to battle him. You successfully are able to defeat Rattlebones, but not before he tells you that the fairy corruption was just the beginning of what Malistaire plans. Apparently something even more evil is lurking around the spiral. But now with the fairy problem cured, you can go back to Ambrose and tell him what you saw. Ambrose then thanks you for your help and tells you that he senses greatness within you. You then go and meet your professors and get enrolled. He then wants to see if you can handle the difficulty ahead and sends you to deliver a letter to Sergeant Muldoon in Old Town. Sergeant Muldoon is ready and eager to assist you in fighting back against the undead. Old Town is connected to 3 different streets, and the fate of these streets is up to you. You must go to each street, solve the problems at hand, and return to Muldoon when everything is safe again. Sergeant Muldoon tells you to be careful though, as there are rumors of evil ahead. When Private Quinn's Fire Elf friends don't show up to a meeting, he sends you to Fireglobe Theater to see what's going on. It seems the elves are cursed, so Private Quinn suggests that you help to get to the bottom of it. He tells you that a fire elf saved him with an arrow once, and that you need their magic. You must then go and retrieve their arrows. A witch named Greta Darkkettle used to teach alchemy at Ravenwood, so Private Quinn suggests that you bring her the arrows so that she can work her magic. Greta is eager to help and she gets to work, as you must go and collect more ingredients for her. She then reveals that the fire elves were cursed, and you must go get a strand of hair from Bastilia Gravewind. With the hair, Greta is able to get the cure for the fire elf curse. You then head to the Fireglobe Theater, defeat Alakane's Swift Arrow, and pour the cure into his mouth. The cure instantly breaks and the elves are free. You then go tell Ambrose what happened to you. Susie Griffinbane and her brother Arter were investigating the undead on Triton Avenue when something went horribly wrong. Arter had a theory that the haunted cave was the source of all evil on the street and went to go check it out. But Susie hasn't heard back from Arter and sends you into the cave to see if he's still there. When you arrive, Arter is nowhere to be found, but you do find a broken wand. Susie confirms that the broken wand is Arter's and assumes that something terrible must have happened to him. Against her better wishes, Susie tells you to talk with Duncan Grimwater, a death student who is also investigating investigating the undead's presence. Duncan says that he doesn't know what happened to Susie's brother, but he does say that he'll look into it. Duncan then makes you defeat some enemies, and after doing so, it's discovered that the undead are using storm magic, which is something that Duncan has never seen before. You do some more quests, and Duncan is able to identify the Harvest Lord as the cause of the undead invasion. And the evil person who has captured Susie's brother, after defeating the Harvest Lord, you then report to the headmaster what happened. Nolan Stormgate, a quite rude myth student, was assigned to recovering magical artifacts from the death school. Nolan doesn't really like you at first, but for some reason you want to change his mind and decide to help him. After fighting some mobs, you find a note and bring it back to him. Nolan figures out that his fellow students have been kidnapped by the Cyclops. Expecting help from his teacher, Professor Cyrus Drake, Nolan sends you to show him the ransom note. Instead of helping, Cyrus tricks you into getting his laundry and tries to expel you from school, even though you just got here. Thankfully, Ambrose is on your side. Ambrose tells you that General Achilles promised to get rid of the trolls from Cyclops Lane, but he didn't for some reason. The headmaster suspects that the reason that he went back on his word is because the evil has gotten to him, and M, the person mentioned in the ransom note, is to blame. Because Headmaster Ambrose trusts you, he sends you back to Cyclops Lane to help Nolan straighten things out. You go and collect some items, and then you realize that the Cyclops are honor-bound, so the only way to free the captured students is to defeat General Achilles. Only then will he be honor-bound to free them. You eventually defeat the Cyclops and free the hostages. You then go back to Ambrose, and according to him, the student hostages were merely a distraction to cover the bigger, more evil plan. Ambrose then tells you that he believes the M in the ransom note stands for Malastare. Headmaster Ambrose is convinced that the coordinated attacks in Wizard City are all related. He has an idea of who it might be, but the only way to be certain is locked in the library archives. To gain access, you fight another minion named Falgaze who is guarding the key. Once you do that, Ambrose is able to confirm what he feared. The attacks on Wizard City were orchestrated by Lord Nightshade, who's a minion of Malastare. You then realize Malastare stole the books that were needed, and you have to go fight Nightshade. When you beat Nightshade, you find a journal and a mysterious skeleton key. The journal describes a hidden door behind the waterfall at Rainbow Bridge. Ambrose then tells you to check it out. The door leads to a place called Nightshade, where you find the Death School. Inside is Dworgen, the Death Professor. This is honestly such a cool part of the game. Apparently, he isn't aware that the Death School fell from Ravenwood when Malastare left. Ambrose is shocked when you tell him the news, but tells you to keep it a secret. While you are meeting Dworgen, Ambrose discovered something in the journal from before, and it seems Malastare traveled to the world of Krokotopia looking for the Order of the Fang. Alrighty guys, well that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you found this helpful, and if you want me to do this for the future world, please make sure just to comment that down below so that I know. But if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button before you go, as it goes a really long way and shows me that you guys are enjoying my content. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!